Hey guys, and welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, Hanabe Route. Someone's knocking. uh, Sorry again, but I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm sick or it's just allergies. I actually think it's a bit of both, but my nose is kind of stuffy again. But you know, I've been having some Reactin and some cold medicine, and I've been chugging tea, so trying to balance it out, and I'm feeling kind of better, so I can record some of this. And yeah, I need to record it sometime this week, because next week I don't think I'll have the opportunity to record. I think, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to see, since... Sorry, I was moving the window. Yeah. Anything else? Not really. Also, you know how I leave comments on like every video, you know, just giving a little summary or something, just for it to be there, because I think it looks nice aesthetically. I'm finding it really hard to like leave comments here, just because like every episode we're just like going to school and eating lunch with people, so it's kind of hard to make new comments, but it's not really a complaint, like I expect it from this game. But yeah, just saying, I don't know, maybe I won't leave comments or something. But yeah, what happened last time? We met Anchan, I think. Then we went to school with Hanabe, and we ate lunch together, waiting for Amane to come back to the soaring club, but she never came, so time skip to the next day. The scorching sun was shining. Since I was on the roof with nothing to block the sunlight, the heat was almost burning me. Today's hot as hell, I grumbled as I wiped the sweat from my forehead. It was already 7 o'clock. It was just before midsummer. That's why the sun was shining stronger and stronger. Today was Saturday, so there's no school. That's interesting. I always thought Saturdays were school days in Japan, and they only had like one day off. I think. Maybe. I could be wrong about that. Or maybe it's like Sundays, the day they go back to school. That was my chance to get some of the dorm mother work done. I climbed to the roof and was fixing leaves this morning. This building is in pretty bad condition. Wow, Aoi is really handy if he can fix a roof as a teenager by himself. I could never imagine me trying to do that back then. I heard that the owner who collapsed a few days ago was also the caretaker here, and that she was an elderly woman. Since it was a girls' dormitory with no guys around, there were quite a few places that had been left damaged. Yikes. This place was so old that I couldn't help wondering if they weren't originally aiming to register it as a cultural heritage. The owner, who was a widow, opened the manor house as a student dormitory before I was born, which means that when we were still calling this place the Witch Mansion, students from Keifu Academy were already living here. Since then, the owner had been taking care of the boarding students like they were her own children or grandchildren. Oh my god, my nose is stuffier than I thought. Of course it gets worse when I start reading. However, since the redevelopment plans were brought forward, land prices in Kazigara have been rising. The owner's sons were hoping to let go of this place, which was one of the reasons why I was brought on to take the dorm mother's job in such a hurry. There's nothing I could do by meddling in such adult matters, so I just focused on the work I had to do. Alright, that should do it. I finished the roof repairs and climbed down the ladder. Now, next is... Hat! My boy! I love Hat. Is he the best character? I don't have a favorite character yet, but Hat's hot top tier right now. Hat, who had been pecking the soil, approached my feet when I climbed down. In a discretion, but because ducks eat weeds and buds... No, it is discretion, but because ducks eat weeds and buds, it seems he can deal with the garden maintenance if I just leave him there. Yeah, doing his part. However, he will also pet out the flowers and such, so the person responsible for gardening needs to watch out for that. What's up, Hat? Where's your buddy? I had no idea what he was saying, but he definitely looked bored. Sorry, but I've got work to do. When I get back, I'll give you a bath. Aww. You've had attention. The door to Habane-san's room was closed. I couldn't hear any sounds from inside. There were no signs that she was awake. Still asleep, huh? That's sleepyhead. Hey, Habane-san. Wake up, Byuchi. Hey, Byuchi-san. I'm going shopping. Do you want to come with me? Look at that dog plushie in her bed. I guess that's why she likes big dogs. Her expression was telling me that if this was America and she sued me, she would have won. That's such a weird analogy. You're oversleeping. It's a nice sunny day, so let's go outside. It's shopping for the dormitory. You eat too, don't you? Oh, Ataha's here. Love her guess. Get. When she saw Ataha waving her hand, Habane-san made an annoyed face. Hi, Ataha. Oh, casual clothes. Yeah, we've seen Habane in casual clothes. This is a first for Ataha, though. Nice and frilly, I guess. It's fine. There's something I need help with. I had planned to meet up with Ataha from the beginning. That's because I wanted her as a special advisor for today's task. Right, let's go. We arrived at the underground part of the shopping mall. There were many small shops in the shopping arcade, and there was also a large supermarket. I was pushing Habane-san's wheelchair while we were going around the grocery store with Ataha. What do we need? Chicken thighs. She making fried chicken? Habane-san looked like she still didn't like the fact that Ataha was with us. She was glaring at me as if she was trying to put a curse on me. I got Ataha to help come up with the menu for tonight's dinner. It seems that the meals I was making didn't appeal to the girls. Because you can carry the bags? What is this picture? It's so cute! Oh my god, I love it. I love when they do little chibi artwork like this. Habane-san was carrying the green supermarket basket carefully. Ataha and I kept tossing more and more food stuff into it. Okay, definitely not fried chicken. Oh? I'll get some mineral water. Bam. This is definitely thumbnail worthy. Hopefully a cool CG doesn't come in on this episode. Oh no, Patamurian chips. I remember these. Oh my god. Death potato. Also, we'll soon be out of rice. Let's buy some while we're here. Aww? With food for all of the boarders, the basket that Habane-san was carrying got filled in the blink of an eye. While complaining, Habane-san was very careful not to let the contents of the basket fall out. Don't drop anything. Haagen-Dazs. Today's shopping was covered with the budget of the dormitory, so we couldn't really buy unnecessary things. Although she was helping out, you can get berry ton. What's berry ton? Is that a real ice cream? I don't know, look it up. Berry ice cream. Ice cream. I put like no spaces in there. No. What's just the best ice cream in berry? Disappointed. Sorry for the cough. If you insist. I decided to treat her to strawberry Haagen-Dazs with my own money. Wow, nice tie. Is this one okay? We finished up at the cash register. The food costs about 50% more than usual, but tonight is a special occasion. Oh damn, I forgot to buy ground meat. It's for tomorrow. Going shopping over and over again is a pain, you know? I left them behind and went back to the store. Oh, have we done a bump into like Amine-san? Though she wouldn't be shopping here, I think. I looked for the meat in the ground meat section. If possible, I'd like one with a discount sticker, as I thought there aren't many at this hour. The boarders' food expenses are paid on a monthly basis. The dormitory is run as kind of a hobby by the landlord, so it's just a rough estimate, but there's an upper limit established as part of the rent agreement. As cheap as possible, as tasty as possible. That was the creed of the dormitory's meals followed. I looked at the pats of beef that were lined up on the next shelf. 29.80 yen for 100 grams. This supermarket is popular among wealthy women, so it sometimes offers its very expensive premium ingredients. It'd be nice to get this kind of meat for everyone once in a while. I murmured to myself. Oh, new character. Flip? A girl reached out and tossed the luxury marbled 2,980 yen for 100 grams meat into her basket. The girl who looked back looked a little troubled, but continued tossing more and more of the luxury marbled meat into the basket. In the end, she took everything that was on the shelf. So she's obviously wealthy. Are you going to use luxury marbled beef in a curry? And thinly sliced at that? Ah! I only wanted to say that to myself, but I was so shaken up that I ended up saying it out loud. I mean, if you're making curry, they have meat for curry over there, see? Well, when you stew meat this size, it becomes more tender and much smaller. If you use that kind of thin meat, all the fat will melt away, and there won't be any trace of it left. Excuse me. This is a lot harder to read than I thought. This will be like a super short episode, like 30 minutes max. Sorry, but I don't know. I still want to record, but I guess I can't really. In our basket was about a kilogram of marbled meat that was meant to be used in sukiyaki. She going to stew all of that in curry? What a waste of good meat. As I stared into the basket, she looked at me like she didn't quite get what I was saying. She said it, and seemed embarrassed as she moved over to the fresh fish section. Did I scare her off? While saying this, she threw Seabream, with the head and tail still on, into the basket. I watched her from a distance as I took a pack of cheap pork and ground beef into my hand. Well, Okay, new character. I guess. Cookies and cream. I haven't had cookies and cream ice cream since I was like a little kid. Aww. This is cute. Skinflint? Is that even an insult? Aww. Oh, this is so cute. What are you doing? The classic yeah. When I finished paying and came back, Hamane-san was feeding Anaha her ice cream. I felt like I'd seen something I wasn't supposed to see. I see. Well, it's nice that you two are getting along. She said while blushing and continued to eat her haagen-dazs restlessly. Okay, let's go. Here, take this bag. Bam! I pushed Hamane-san's wheelchair and we left the shopping mall. Train! Is this the first train? I don't remember. Give me that. I'll show you how it's done. She immediately passed the knife, though she looked slightly irritated. I cut the vegetables in a way that she could see easily. Chop, chop, chop. Like this. It would probably be best to cut it vertically into a few parts. We came back to the dormitory and began cooking in the dining hall. I got Hamane-san, who couldn't reach the stove, to cut the vegetables. I was cooking while Anaha was helping and telling me how to do it. Hey, this is pretty easy. The double-headed trade. What a classic. Said Anaha, who had brought the recipe. Bass-style chicken stew. I'm not really a fan of stew, I feel. But whenever I do have stew, it's usually like beef stew. I don't really have chicken stew. Since, I don't know, does chicken go well with stew? I feel like beef, like, tiny beef chunks are actually like the perfect thing for like a thick stew. While chicken's more for lighter stuff, but since I haven't really tried it, I can't really critique it, right? And I don't know what Basque style is. At least this novel's helping my culinary expertise, right? Basque style chicken stew. Paprika, salt. Let's just look at the images. I can read it later. Oh, that looks okay. Kinda. I might have had this actually. This isn't really what I think of stew. It looks kind of good. It looks Indian almost. Or like, it looks spicy, but that's probably just because of the paprika, right? Okay. Sorry. Just I like to check things once in a while. Especially when it comes to foods that I kind of like cooking. I like eating more than cooking, but I'm interested in cooking, if anything. I couldn't guess what kind of food it would be from the name alone, but it was really easy to make. First, you grill the chicken thighs, then fry them with sliced vegetables. After that, add a canned tomato and broth and leave it to stew. It was a dish that didn't need to be prepared too precisely, and I saw you can use a crock pot from when I googled it. That was the main course. Then we prepared a salad and soup. Okay, why do you need a soup side dish when you're having stew? That's a little silly. My boy. Even as Hat walked around her feet and quacked, Hamane-san was quietly immersed in her work, as if she hadn't noticed him. What amazing concentration. Despite complaining at first, when she started, she got very serious. Well, those don't have to be that even. Differences in thickness give the food some variety and texture. She said and focused on intentionally cutting the vegetables unevenly. Just like before, her expression was the very image of seriousness. Adaha, what do you think of the soup flavor? I'll add some salt and pepper. And so the preparations for dinner proceeded smoothly. Kanako, nice to see you. We haven't seen we've seen the tall girl whose name totally forgot, but we haven't seen the other two girls like in a while living here. The boarders who came into the dining hall one after another were surprised at how different the food was compared to the usual. The meal time for boarders weren't set in stone. Although I usually make meals on a consistent schedule, the time when everybody comes out to eat isn't particularly fixed. It was fine to be late or not eat at all. That's why we often eat at different times. This was the first time since I came here that we've all gathered together like this. It was only today that I told them in advance to come at a specific time. Okay everyone, please take a seat. You too, Adaha. There we go. Sane. Sane? Go ahead, enjoy your meal. The boarders looked at each other and cautiously tasted the food. Yuto's her name. There we go. And the last one... Oh, where is she? I heard the word delicious come from all of the boarders. Let me see. It's true, it really is tasty. Bath-style chicken stew. I made it myself, but I can't quite imagine how it would taste. Unlike the Japanese or Chinese food I usually make, it almost doesn't include the seasonings I was familiar with. The meat stewed in the tomato soup was tender and was surprisingly refreshing. More importantly, the flavor of the meat had really been drawn out, so I had no complaints at all about the taste. It's the kind of thing you'd eat on a hot summer day when you don't have much of an appetite. The salad served in a big bowl was divided between everyone. There were cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, avocado. They were dressed with mozzarella cheese. Yum. Even though it was just a normal salad, the reactions continued to be Ryoko. There we go. I try to remember these girls' names even though they're obviously side characters, except for maybe Kanako, since she doesn't have a border around her. Ryoto-san, a second year like me, and Sanae-san, third year, with the trademark glasses, both seem to really like it. Everyone's expression showed a sudden understanding. The truth is, today's meal was made with the help of Himedi-san's advice. By the way, it seems that Anaha and Ryoko-san were already friends. You see, it seems the food I was making didn't really go down too well with everyone. Apart from Kanato-san, all of the porters instantly looked away awkwardly. I mean, the girl, or Ryoko-san just looks normal. I guess her eyebrows kind of look like she's with a pitying thing. Then the other ones do look kind of awkward. Well, now she looks awkward. If there's something on your minds, please tell me everything, okay? It was a little scary, but I thought I'd try to talk to them about it. That's interesting. Like, I usually don't care about color. Obviously, some people, like my grandmother says that you should always add colors to your meal, but I particularly don't really care. But I guess people do care. This is actually bringing this up in the novel. I gotta add some tomatoes for red and onions or radishes for like purple. I mean, from the pictures, it just looks red. But I guess red's a very vibrant color. That's right. Red, green, yellow, white. There were various colors, and they looked vivid. The food I usually made was ginger pork equals brown, fried rice equals brown, curry equals yellow, yakisoba equals brown, Neapolitan pasta equals red, and so on. Basically, those were all monotone compositions. Thanks, Tanaka. Everyone was really kind. They really cared about my feelings. But that made me all the more worried. For a guy like me, he used to go to a sports-focused boys' school and live together with his dad in an all-male household. That was always good enough. I never even thought about the color of food. Apparently, when it comes to the meals in the girls' dormitory, those kind of details are also important. Everyone seemed satisfied. It felt like this was the moment when they've opened up to me the most so far. If I'm going to say it, now's my chance. Can I say something? I stood up and got everyone's attention. Please listen as you eat. This is about the boarders' chores. Would it be alright to increase them a little? I'm a student too, so it's pretty tough for me. For example, if I could just get you guys to clean the bathroom, that would really be a big help. Everyone looked up at each other, as if they were trying to figure out what the others were thinking. Obviously, no one was going to be happy about increasing their chores, but when the oldest Yuta-san responded like that, the others nodded in agreement. We're all becoming friends now, yay. In return, I will try harder than ever to make good food for you. There's one more thing. This was the main issue. I think we should get Hamane-san to do something too. Hamane's head was sitting at the furthest end of the table, separated from everyone, and looked uncomfortable while she was eating. She jumped in surprise when I called her name. Everyone looked at her. She has a walking disability, but she can use her hands normally. There are things that she could do. This had a huge impact on the boarders, who until just now had been eating the food and saying how delicious it was. They looked at her in admiration, which embarrassed her. I mean, she could be our sous chef. Thanks to Hamane-san's help, the dinner preparations went smoothly. If she keeps helping, we might be able to prepare more dishes. It's not like they dislike cooking, but preparing food for so many people is quite exhausting physically. If that's okay with you, could you help me with meal preparations? Yeah, I'm counting on you. I said, and Kotori looked away as she nodded quietly. It's a little different than the other chores, but in order to be fair, I want Hamane-san to help out where she can from now on. Everyone still had their reservations about that idea, and they exchanged glances in silence. I knew that Hamane-san and the other boarders have had quite a distant relationship until now. However, there was one person who couldn't read the situation, or maybe she actually understood it better than the others. Tanaka-san raised her hand, and the others soon followed. Starting tomorrow, I'll be counting on you. Can finally drink my tea. It's not hot anymore. Hamane's head was sullen until the end. Since she kept herself from using any verbal abuse she's good at, it seemed that she tentative. I don't know what that means. Gave her consent. Are we done? Okay, I'm gonna end it here. I'm sorry. This probably sounds horrible, but my bad judgment on recording when I shouldn't has taken precedent again. Don't worry, next episode, even if it's late and I don't get to record it by the date, at least I'll be better, right? So, thank you for watching. Hopefully my voice, which definitely sounds weird right now, didn't ruin it too much, and I'll see you next time, okay? This was cute. There's some cute moments in this. I actually really like this, you know, deepening bonds, the chibi Hamane in the grocery shop, the ice cream scene, and the new character, which will probably be important since they didn't say her name. All seems pretty cool, so I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye.